I'm excited to share another message with you. Today we're going to be writing a message about friendship. So I want to start by telling you what we're going to focus in on. We're going to focus in on punctuation marks. So punctuation marks are all those little symbols you see in people's writing, and the reason they have it there is to help us as a reader read it more clearly and easily, and to help us understand the meaning for their writing. So there are a lot of punctuation marks, and in my message we're going to have quite a few today, but let's just go over a few that you often see in writing, and that you use as a writer. This first mark is called an exclamation point, and we use that at the end of a sentence, at the end of a thought, to show emotion. So if we're angry or sad or happy, any kind of strong emotion, you might use an exclamation point at the end of that thought. And then this mark is called a question mark, and we use that when we ask a question in our writing. So, are you coming to the party? We use a question mark. The next one is for all those other kinds of sentences. We use just a period, just a statement, or maybe even a command. Will you come to my house, or something like that. David, come to my house. If we're not yelling it or screaming it or having emotion behind it, we might just use a period. So a statement, just those regular old sentences, we use a period. These next marks are called quotation marks. And we use quotation marks for a couple reasons. We use them when people are talking in the story. So whenever they start to talk, we signify that by using these marks. We also use these marks to quote or to say what someone else said in our writing. So if our friend said, ice cream is just delicious, and I want to quote them, I would say, Sam said, ice cream is delicious. So I would put these quotation marks. Or if you take another piece of writing and you want to put it in your writing, you would use these marks to show that this isn't your writing, it's someone else's. Or this isn't what you said, but someone else said it. All right, the next mark is called a comma. And a comma is used for a lot of reasons in writing. Sometimes we use it when we're talking about a bunch of things together, like I like ice cream, cake, and candy. So between ice cream and candy, we might put a comma and before the word and. When we put two sentences together and use the word and or but, we use a comma. We also use commas to show at the beginning of a sentence kind of a transition part of the sentence, like a transition word, like first, I went to the mall. So first, comma, I went to the mall. So lots of reasons. The last one is called an apostrophe, and it goes sort of at the top of letters, and that can be used in a couple ways. We might use it if we're using a contraction, two words that we put together, and we put a apostrophe to signify that these were really mean two words, I am, and we say I'm. We might also use it to show ownership, like Kim's coat is over on the coat rack, so we put a apostrophe between Kim and an S. And we might also use it like in an abbreviation. You might see it for some part of a word. So there's lots of reasons for apostrophes. So today, in my message, there are quite a few punctuation marks. So I want you to be on the lookout for those. I also want you to be on the lookout for some really nice words. And the first one is a juicy word. It's empathetic. Say it. Empathetic. And that means you understand how others are feeling. So you know if they're happy, they're sad, they're mad, and you might change the way that you treat them based on that. You might give them a hug if they're feeling sad, or if they're mad, you might give them space. You kind of respond based on how they're feeling, and that's somebody who's empathetic, and it's great to be empathetic. Another word is a word wall word, and it's are, and we're going to cheer that out. That's kind of a word to talk about who someone is. So you are my friend, or you might even say it as a question. Are you going to the store? So let's cheer it out. We're going to put our arms straight out if the word stays on the line. If it goes up, we're going to go up. If the letter goes down, we're going to go down. So all the letters here stay right on the line if we wrote it. So A-R-E spells R. A-R-E spells R. Good. The next word is the word friend. 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 And friend is someone that you want to spend time with, somebody you enjoy and you like. All right, a friend. So friend, we're going to spell, and this first word letter goes up. So let's make our arm go up. Ready? F, R, and I goes up. I, E, N, D. So let's do it again. F, R, I, E, N, D. Friend. Excellent. And the last word is the word said. So that's after the past tense of say. I said, like I told you I was coming to the store. I said I was coming to the store. It's what someone has talked about. All right, ready? So let's spell it out. S-A-I-D. S-A-I-D spells said. Excellent. So let's get to that message. I'm going to write my message. Be on the lookout for all those cool punctuation marks. And remember that writers, we start left to right. So I'm going to go over here and start writing. And I think I'm going to write my message about my friend said that you are an empathetic person. And I'm glad I know you. So that's what my message is going to be about. So here we go. I'm going to start on the left side of my paper with a capital letter because that's how sentences start, right? So here's that first word. What's that word? My, right? And this is one of those word wall words. Friend. There's another one of those words. Said. Ooh, my friend said, oh my goodness, there's a comma. And look at this. I'm going to use a quotation mark. What's that word? You. And I'm going to swoop back down to the left. R. And here comes that new word we learned together today. What's this word? When you understand someone else's feelings, empathetic. You are an empathetic person. All right, let's read that sentence. My friend said, you are an empathetic person. And I'm going to swoop back down and start my next sentence. I am glad to. That K is silent, so no, OW says O, so O, no. I'm going to put an exclamation mark, and that's the end of that thought. So let's read that sentence. I am glad to know you. Let's read the whole statement now, the whole message. My friend said, you are an empathetic person. I am glad to know you. Awesome. One more time. My friend said, you are an empathetic person. I am glad to know you. Fantastic. Did you see a lot of punctuation marks? There are a lot. Let's go around and take a look and see which ones we have in our message. So when I come to a quotation mark, you're going to tell me to stop. Right there, right? And what was this mark called? Do you remember? It's called a comma. So there's a comma, and we use that right before someone starts talking. So look at that. There's one of those. What's this mark called? Quotation mark, and that signifies someone's getting ready to talk. So let's see if we can find another punctuation mark. Oh, there's one. And what's that one called? A period. A period. So just a statement. My friend said, you're an empathetic person. Just a statement. And now we have to look in this line. Tell me when to stop. There's one. And that's an exclamation point. That means there's emotion. So I'm glad to know you. Yes. And there's one more mark over here on the corner. And what was that mark? A quotation mark. And that signifies someone is talking. So we had a lot of punctuation in these sentences. I want you to listen. If I did not have some of these punctuation marks, this is what it would sound like when I'm reading this to myself. So it might sound like this. My friend said, "You're an empathetic person. I am glad to know you." It's a lot of information really quickly. No breaks. Might seem confusing. But if I use the punctuation marks to help me as I read, it sounds a lot clearer to the reader. My friend said, "You are an empathetic person. I am glad to know you." Can you tell there's some feeling behind that now? I know that the person who's saying it feels good about it. So I can get a lot out of just seeing where these punctuation marks are in someone's writing. So let's look for some of these special words. So which word is this? Empathetic. Where is that in the message? And what does empathetic mean? It means you understand how someone feels. Is it in this first line? No, but it's in this. There it is. Wow, that is a long word. How many syllables are in empathetic? Let's clap it out. Empathetic. How many? 4. 4 syllables in that long word. And that would make sense. It's a long word. It has quite a few vowels in it. In fact, it has 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 syllables, 4 vowels. Anytime you have vowel sounds, you have a syllable. So right on. Okay, so now let's look for some of our word wall words. So tell me when to stop when we see one. Oh, stop. Yeah. And what word is that? Friend, right? Here we go again. Oh, there's that other one. And what's that word? Said. Can you use said in a sentence? I said I wanted to come with you. Right, let's do one more. Oh, there it is. And what's that word? Are. Can you use are in a sentence? Who are you? There you go. All right, so we found all of them. Are there any more? I think we got them all. So let's read the whole message 1 or 2 more times. Ready? My friend said, "You are an empathetic person. I am glad to know you." Excellent. Let's read it one more time. My friend said, "You are an empathetic person. I am glad to know you." Fantastic. Good job reading your messages, my message. Now, when you are writing at home, remember to use your punctuation marks so that your writing is clear and easy for the reader to understand. Thanks so much.